That's right.
Welcome to the Note. I'm Brian.
I'm Cricket.
I'm Ben.
So it's that time of year, Game of the Year. So we've all picked our top 5 games in no particular order. Just kidding, they're totally in order. So we're going to each give our top 5, and we're going to keep this moving pretty quickly. Ben, what is your 5th most favorite game of the year?
5th most favorite game. It's been a really good year for games.
It has been very good.
I've been diving into VR a lot this year. My 5 on my list is Beat Saber. Beat Saber came out, I think, middle of the year on Vive, and I think it's on PlayStation VR right now.
Okay.
It's great. It's amazing. It's everything you want to be a Jedi meets rhythm game, which is like my aesthetic for what I want in a VR game.
Nice.
Everything syncs very well. None of them are like procedurally generated titles. It's something that they've like meticulously made just correct, so that way if you play on expert mode, you feel amazing afterwards. And if you're on Vive, there's a lot you can kind of dive into with like plugins wise and like mods. It's cool.
Awesome. All right, Cricket, what's number 5 for you?
This is not going to be popular. I realized that in advance. Fallout 76.
What the fuck?
I know, it fills
This is not a way to make your debut
Brian,
on
go
the Note.
with me here. Go with me here, guys. This has been filling a void that I have been needing to be met for so long. I've been wanting to play
A broken
Fallout.
game.
A broken game. Plenty of great broken games out there.
No, I want to hear somebody defend Fallout, so this is good. What did you
Brian,
like?
this game has brought me closer to my father than I have been in the last 10 years.
We're getting really deep here with this game.
He calls me every 2 days to bitch about Fallout 76. I kid you not, and to complain about these kids coming up and ganking him. So I had to sit down and explain to him what pacifist mode was and how to utilize it properly. Besides that, I think it's fun. I like exploring the waste with my friends.
So is it that you like playing with your friends and your dad, or you like the game itself?
It's the multiplayer component.
Okay,
absolutely,
all right.
100%. I think the quest lines are a little bit weak at this point. I'm hoping that they're going to roll out more content as we go along.
Okay,
That's really sweet. I do believe. I think that somewhere deep down in there's a really good game that Fallout 76 could be. They need some polish.
I believe it.
All right, my number 5 is Celeste. I played it on the Switch. Great game, great. I know this has made a lot of lists, but I love the soundtrack particularly. The storyline was cool, but just a really tough platformer, and the way they built it around her dash mechanic, that was kind of the central fundamental mechanic of the game. I thought that was really interesting.
It had that
creative.
like Super Meat Boy hook you kind of difficulty.
Definitely. Like, I don't think I'll ever play it again. I'm not going back for those fucking strawberries. I don't care that my pie was not that great.
But are you still listening to the soundtrack?
Oh, yeah.
So good.
Just to chill a lot of the times. Even though it's chiptune, which I'm not like a chiptune person, but I loved it.
Yeah,
all right,
so good.
Ben, number 4.
Number 4 for me is a game that just came out. It's Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. That game is a ton of fun.
Good choice.
Great to just sit on a couch with a bunch of friends. I think since the game has come out, I've had 4 nights where I've just sat down with friends and played the game for 2 or 3 hours.
Nice.
It's great.
The nostalgia factor is incredible.
Cricket, number 4.
Sea of Thieves, I really love this game. Again, that multiplayer component, man, and like the physics of the waves. I think the audio design is really, really sharp. I think the community is pretty healthy. I mean, it's a pirate game, so when someone comes up and tackles you, no big deal. We're all pirates here. I get it.
It's like the theme.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And they do an incredible job of making the stakes feel really crazy and high in the moment with the way the music culminates, the seas turn dark and gray. But at the end of the day, if you do lose all of your loot, you restart and you don't feel like you've lost anything.
It's not that bad.
It's
not
like
when you die in Dark Souls, like you lose your money maybe.
Absolutely.
But like,
you can still go out there and find who grabbed
My soul factor goes down really, really fast.
Okay,
that's good.
And since the game's released, like the updates have been amazing, right?
Incredible.
Cool.
My number 4, I will say Spider-Man. I mean, great game.
Good game.
Like the story was a lot of fun. I thought the acting too, like the scene with Peter and Mary Jane in the diner when they're talking about their relationship. Like for a video game, I was like, this is like pretty good acting.
Yeah.
And the combat's a lot of fun. I did a good job of making me feel like Spider-Man.
And sound design was great. Like the
Phenomenal.
swell as you jump off of a building.
I've
good.
loved those
There's a lot
comics.
to do.
Yeah, since I was a kid, so it was fun to see it like fully fleshed out. So this brings us to number 3, Ben.
Here's my potentially controversial one, Destiny 2 Forsaken.
Destiny
2
player, I see you.
I love it. It launched. It was very mediocre and like if even average when it first launched, and there was not a lot to do. Forsaken turned it around just like the Taken King did for Destiny 1. There's so much to do. Yeah. There's still content that they're dropping that's available for players that haven't even picked up like any of the season pass. And then for those that did and really just want to make this game their life, it is like everything you want.
There's stuff to do every day.
There's stuff that they just started their Christmas event. Yeah. Plenty to do.
Number 3.
Far Cry 5. I don't think it got enough attention because it came out so much. I think people were looking for something a little bit different. I think there was like maybe a political statement or something people were looking for in there. But this game brought out the inner redneck in me that I had no clue existed. I was chucking beer cans at people for like a straight month.
Where are you from originally?
I'm an Army brat, so all over.
Okay.
But Alaska,
military
so
kid.
I need to brought out,
They got rednecks in Alaska. I'm
I
sure
had
it's
no,
like all
they're
country
everywhere.
out there.
Rednecks are everywhere.
Everyone
but,
has an inner redneck kid.
I did, and it pulled that out of me. The music was so fun. I loved those Clutch Nixon mini games that they had in there. And then I think there was that quest where you're trying to mate bulls, and sexual healing came on. So they did a great job of making moments.
Hilarious.
Oh, it was so
I haven't
good.
played the game yet.
That was a great game.
Now I know what I'm doing for Christmas
You gotta
break.
go back and play it.
All right. My top 3 games, I liked them all just a ton. Number 3.
Just Dragon Quest 11 3 times in a row.
Shh, not yet. Number 3, Monster Hunter World. I had not been a Monster Hunter fan before this. And I know they did a lot of quality of life improvements. The scout flies showing you where your target was. But I put so many hours into this game, and it was like I finally got it. Like, oh, okay, this is why everybody likes Monster Hunter.
This is the game that finally I think is pulling people into Monster Hunter.
Yeah,
it's their resurgence.
And I was definitely one of those. It's also one of those. It doesn't have like a really important story. I mean, there's a story, but you're hunting monsters, so
you know what to do.
Yeah,
right?
It's one of those games I can like listen to a podcast while I'm playing and just sort of grind endlessly. And I always need a game like that.
And cute cat people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
of course.
everybody loves the cats.
Yeah,
It's great.
Ben. So that brings us to number 2. Ben.
Number 2, you kind of already said it, Celeste. It's everything that I wanted. Great platformer. It had the Super Meat Boy hook that really grabs me in a game that I can just play over and over again. The story and what goes into the story was just heart-wrenching.
And about like
great.
mental illness, I thought that's
so
something that only an indie developer is going to touch.
And it's
which
so hard to
is why I
do
love
well,
it.
which I think they executed on. It was fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot of good platformers this year. Are we up at we're at 2
we're
now?
We're at 2.
Marvel Spider-Man. I thought it was very intuitive. If you played some of the older classic games, you jumped right in. You felt very, very comfortable picking it up. And then you guys are going to think I'm super evil. I had this Discord group dedicated to just watching streamers when they were coming up. No spoilers here. That pivotal moment at the end of the game, and we would watch people burst into tears. And I know I'm like an emotional vampire or something, but I got something out of it. I loved watching people. I loved watching them cry at the last part of this game. It was so fulfilling
I'm
for
sensing
me.
a theme here of open world games and ganking people or pulling unexpected punches on them. I like it. It's great.
I had a friend, not like that, but sort of similar, that reminded me. I had a friend who would use his followers on Twitter. They would invade a Minecraft streamer's channel and make them build a Goku.
Well, can I just
And
ask
it's so much
guys?
fun. It's so much fun, because they always would.
What is this thing that guys do when they're trying to pretend like they're not crying? They keep clearing their throat like this.
Oh,
What
yeah, you
is
got
that?
something in your eye?
Yeah.
That's
Little
called
dust.
trying not to cry.
Oh,
I
okay.
believe
Is that
the
what that
technical
is?
For me, it's
Trying
just
not to
putting all of
cry.
my emotions in a box and then shoving them deep down so they never come back up. Don't let it. Don't let it come
Love
back
I'm
up.
glad you millennials are still doing that. That's great. That's what we did, so I'm happy to hear the kids are all right.
Anyways,
okay.
Gameplay was great and the story as well.
Great. Okay, number 2 for me, God of War. Great game. Especially like having a kid, like this one really sort of gets you. And but gameplay, story, art, setting it in the Norse mythology, I thought was awesome. Just fantastic. I mean, I can totally, it's not my number 1 game of the year, but I can absolutely see why it won at the Game Awards.
Yeah.
Just
Absolutely,
fantastic.
yeah.
All right, so it brings us to number 1, Ben Ernst.
Kind of stole my thunder. Number 1 game is
sorry.
God of War.
Yay!
That game was amazing. It was everything I wanted. I don't have a kid, and I will protect boy with my life.
Yeah.
That was amazing. The storytelling, the way they built the world out after the whole God of War trilogy, and just like the sound design and the music. is still something that if I don't want something like peppy that I want to listen to while I work, I will listen to that just to kind of get in the mood for something fun, or like if I'm just trying to hype myself up. Yeah, it's great.
The execution on the single cam was also
So
spectacular.
good.
So good.
They crushed it.
Yeah.
Cricket, what was your number one?
This may not be popular, Dead by Daylight. I know it's an ongoing game, did not release, but they had a lot of DLC come out this year. They had the Saw DLC came out, the Clown, and then the Spirit. I finally hit my 1,000 hour mark in this game. It brings me back.
Wow.
It brings
what
me
is
back.
that? I've never played it.
It's an asymmetrical horror game.
Okay.
So basically 4 survivors, 1 killer.
Okay.
And you've got different objectives that you're trying to do at the same time.
That's fun.
Loved it.
It
The
never
meta has
quite
grown
grabbed
so
me,
much.
but from what I understand, people love that game.
It's
They're
so
really into
fun.
it. Yeah, it's
Is
just
it
fun.
PC? Is that what you played on?
Steam, but they also have it on
Nice.
On PlayStation and
yeah, I
Xbox.
believe PlayStation. Yeah.
All right. So my number one game, no surprise, Dragon Quest XI. But
What?
I really mean this. It was
I never would have guessed it.
fantastic. Great JRPG. They killed it. Yes, Dragon Quest kind of hits all the same beats in every game, but I just had so much fun. I haven't even dug into the post game yet. It's just a triumph, and I hope Square Enix brings more. It's always going to be in Japan because they
I'm
love
always
it.
for bringing more over here. I had a brief moment of forgetfulness where you said number 2 is God of War. I went, what could Brian's number 1 game be? I feel like an idiot now.
I just, it's very sort of heavily influenced by a lot of things, but I just love the franchise, and I was very happy they brought it here this year. So thank you, Square Enix. Okay, I think that wraps it up for our games of the year.
It's been a good year.
Yeah, what did you guys like? Let us know in the comments, and have
What are
a
you
great
looking forward
holidays.
to? Yeah, I want to know what they're looking forward to.
Yeah?
What are you looking forward to? What are you looking forward to?
That's another video.
That is another video.
is it?
What the
Damn
fuck,
it.
man?
Yeah.
I didn't know.
You
This is the game of the year video, not the what are you looking forward to
You guys
video.
just need to start telling me what is on the docket, because apparently I keep doing stories
I'll
that are
give
already done.
I'll give you a hint. It's what we've been talking about the last 10 minutes.
Oh man, I have a story I've been working on for the last 3 days on that subject.
All right, bye guys.